time, are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same, in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
That's why we need a Savior. That's why we need a Savior, because we're still corrupt. All right, we're in corruptible flesh. Even the Apostle Paul said, that which I want to do, I do not. Why did he say that? Because he was trapped in that body, which is inherently wicked. Okay? So this corruptible, which we're in right now, must put on incorruption. That's going to happen when Yahushua comes back and give us those superhuman bodies. They won't be able to be corrupt, meaning they'll never get sick. They'll never get tired. They'll never get beaten up. They'll be perfect bodies, perfect teeth, perfect vision, perfect hearing, perfect skin, perfect everything, man. Think about it. We're going to be perfect. All right? Begin with the elect. We're going to be the most beautiful people on the planet Earth. And our women?
For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. The Spirit.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Just going to some quick news, dealing with what's going on. Let me share the screen first. Let me share the video first, because I see that let me share the screen, because it seemed like they ain't put up the notification. So let me just share it, and we'll get straight to it. We in the time now, but pretty much, there's this heavy sense of normalcy, that's in the earth, and people, are moving as if, they've made it past, hard times. And the scriptures, speak on these things, and this is why, salvation, all right, patience has a lot to do, with salvation, because it's a thing of patience, because at the beginning of this whole thing, okay, dealing with, the pandemic, we thought for sure this was it, as far as, okay, we finna really go into the next phase, but it's a thing, like I say, of patience, and it's gonna be in due time. Now, what I want to get into first is this article by Fauci, okay, And this is what's being said right now. Okay? Because remember when this thing first jumped off, you know, your guy, okay, he was full fledged, you know, with these lockdowns and you know the mask and all these different things, and you know we need to do this, or you know we risk the chance of losing millions, and you know death and death. You know you pushing death, you know pushing fear. All right, you got a lot of people, you know, to compromise themselves, you know, with the juice, you know, and now this is what he's saying. Now this is from the Washington Post. And it says U.S. no longer in full-blown pandemic phase, Fauci says. Okay, the United States is finally out of the full-blown explosive pandemic phase that has led to nearly 1 million deaths from the thing and more than 2 years of suffering and hardship. Anthony S. Fauci, president, all right, Biden's chief medical advisor, said Wednesday. It says we're really in a transitional phase from a declaration of the numbers into hopefully a more controlled phase, and endemicity. Okay, Fauci told the Washington Post. So now, you know, this man made all this ruckus about, you know, you have people lose jobs, people have lost businesses, you know, but then this man pops up and says it's all good. Okay, and what this does, it's putting people in more of a coma, because this is a victory. This is what, you know, the masses of society have been waiting to hear. The end of this thing, you know, this is a victory to them. All right, but they have no idea what's being prepared, and that's why, you know, we have to always understand what times we are in. Okay, and that's what this man does. You know, he pretty much rocks you into a coma, you know, by pushing fear, then falling back, pushing more fear, falling back. Cause first it was the pandemic, then he fell back, then he pushed the war, you know, now, you know, ran into the ground, you know, and now, you know, the pandemic. He's saying the pandemic is over. Okay, so people are going to be in a very, you know, comatose. You know, like people are going to be like in a coma when it comes to what's going on in the earth, man. Okay, because now, the biggest thing going, all right, in this society, is things like the playoffs, you know, celebrity lives, and you know, different things like that. You know, that's the highlight of people's lives. Okay, while all these major things are still taking place, and we're going to get it. Now, this is First Peter chapter 4, verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And we're constantly commanded to watch, okay? Because we have to understand we're dealing with the most subtle nation, man. These Edomites, okay? They move with a lot of subtlety, okay? This man can make it seem like nothing is going on when he's preparing for slaughter. He's preparing for mass death, okay? He's preparing for mass incarcerations, okay? He's preparing for these things, but he has the ability to make it seem like things are normal, okay? This man is why he's known as the mistress of witchcraft, which means what he has mastered, you know, witchcraft on the left hand side, man. Okay, his media plays a major part. All right, it said, but the end of all things is at hand. That's the end of this man's rulership, the end of our captivity. That's why I say it's all about the end game. You know, everything else is either vanity or another step leading to the end game. Okay, the end of our captivity and the beginning of his. Okay, the end of his rulership and the beginning of ours. Esau was the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So it's all about the end game, and what we're seeing is steps leading up to this man's end. All right, to the end game. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, what do Yahweh say? We're commanded to be on our watch, man. To watch It's a labor, to dig up certain things and to, stay in the loop of what's going on and listen to the different alternative sites and different things. It's a labor to do that, okay? But it's part of our labor, man. It's part of, our duty as watchmen, to diligently search these things out. What the hell is this man up to, man? you know? We know it ain't all peaches and cream, man. All right? This is Matthew 26:41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. Yeah, because one thing about it, it's so easy to get caught up in the so-called normalcy of this society, man. It's easy, especially when you have the resources, you have, a little a little money. It's easy to get caught up, okay, in the cares of this life and the fun and the day to day. Okay, which there's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself. Okay, but we can't get caught up as if nothing's happening, man. We can't get to the point where we oblivious. We're not watching. We're not in the loop of what's going on, man. Okay? And that's one of us. That's an easy thing to do. And how Shai is going to say it. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not to temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Yeah, and the flesh will fall weak, all right, to the cares of this life, man. The pleasures of this life, man. That the masses of this society is consumed with. Okay, consumed with it, man. Okay, and we have to make sure that we're always, all right, sober-minded, level, because you can be drunk with just, this a party spirit, okay, or with the spirit of always, indulging in entertainment, not really understanding what is. Not following what this man is doing, because there's a lot of people that once they heard, Fauci say that, once that was publicized that Fauci said, the pandemic was over, that's all they need to hear, man. Back to the business. You see? Because if you listen to this man's media, if that's your source of information, you're 20 steps behind, man. If this man is your only source of information. Okay, and that's why we have the scriptures to filter and decipher out through the information that's going forth in the earth, man. Now, I want to get this, play this video, okay? I'm sure some of you brothers and sisters have seen it, Let me run it back, okay? So I'm gonna play this and get a few precepts. Lord will, you edified.
The images coming in from China of this latest Shanghai lockdown, and this is the same kind of theatrical production that they did in the beginning of the first pandemic, where we see these shots of people from a distance, 200 yards away, and then they're falling flat on their face. Cops all dressed in white suits, forcing people around, beating up everybody, because this is the conditioning we're going to use in the United States. And I got news that this giant mall, all these shopping malls are shutting down in the United States. Yeah, you know why? Because they know that they're going to be locking everybody down. And why is that? Well, because look how the monopoly powers have increased their monopoly powers. Do you think Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos want you driving in your fucking car and going to a shopping mall? No, they don't make money on that, silly. Monopoly power means you get your shit from Jeff Bezos's Amazon. And when I drove across to Wichita, Kansas, and I saw mile after mile of buildings that were miles long, a building that was almost like a half a mile long or 3/4 of a mile long, with just garage doors open on the side, being constructed everywhere. And then the sign saying, coming soon, a new Amazon warehouse.
All it takes is just for a person.
Now, real quick, the line of business that I'm in, we sent a lot of material, to these super, Amazon warehouses, man. And they're going up quick, and this is no, secondhand information. Like I'm seeing this, these super Amazons is going up quick, okay? Because everyone will be a part of this one system. That's why as it's finna go into what Amazon 1, okay? One world government, one world economy, okay? One world religion under Satan, man. Okay, no matter what he's showing you on the surface, okay, it's all about what's happening, okay, with with the money, okay, and with governments, man. All right, and everything is being merged.
To hover their palm over the device and done. Your groceries are paid for.
If it's like a fingerprint thing, I think that would make sense, but palm, I don't know. That's so weird.
The Arbor Trails Whole Foods in South Austin has become the first location in the area to introduce Amazon One, a palm recognition service. A spokesperson for Amazon One says it's meant to act as a convenient option for shoppers to pay with just the scan of their hand, with no need to pull out any form of payment once signed up.
This is what it is. They're consolidating commodities, delivery, food. They're locking it down. And absolutely positively, there's another lockdown.
Others like Terrence Douglas, who is a frequent Whole Foods shopper, say he isn't too sure about the whole idea of using your palm to pay for things.
I think it's already easy enough. I pay with my watch and I pay with my phone. As long as there's not anything that's going to have to be added, like a microchip or anything like that.
And this is purely my opinion. It's not based on anything other than kind of putting the pieces together. They're going to release something else. They've already sent up some warning signs saying we may have to do lockdowns again. We may have to have people shut down and close their businesses again. And I'm hoping that the world population will roll its eyes and say, no, thank you.
The central banks have decided essentially to take over. And the ultimate sort of completion of this will be when they introduce digital currencies controlled and operated by the central bank.
Exam passed successfully. Quick stop at the doctor's before celebrating, and no time to lose. On the way, Lucy uses me to declare her passport lost. She needs it for her upcoming road trip. No issue. She can request an emergency digital passport without having to go to the authority office. I make official admin a lot smoother. And that's not all. I can also help Lucy request a birth certificate, pay her taxes, or prove who she is when onboarding to new services, such as opening a bank account. I allow Lucy to certify her healthcare coverage entitlement. She's able to decide whether to authorize the doctor to access her medical records or not, ensuring her control over her personal data. So yes, I'm Lucy's best companion. I protect her identity and official credentials wherever she goes. I provide secured access to public and private services and allow her to have full control over her data privacy. In other words, I give the right access to the right data to the right person. I am also trusted by governments to best support countries' digital transformation, fight against ID fraud, and deliver smooth public services. I am the Thales Digital ID Wallet.
So when you say digital currencies, you know, at many of these events,
He said digital transformation. You know, so yeah, they'll let you. They'll let the kids go out to play. You know, because America's like one big recess. You know, for adults. Okay, so they'll let the kids, go outside. While they're scheming on the inside, man. You know. And to get people to accept this, they know they're going to have to bring pure, holy hell, man. All right, which is being prepared. You know?
I've been speaking at, many of my friends are, big on Bitcoin or Ethereum, saying this is our way forward. This is how we set ourselves free. This is how we break free of those power mongers running the world. And it sounds like you're saying, no, that's exactly how they finish the death blow.
This is not what the central bankers are planning.
Right now, the service is only available at the Arbor Trails location. To enroll, just scan your palm at checkout, enter a phone number, and provide a credit card.
Probably needed, I think, in some ways to prevent some theft, I guess.
I definitely want to go to Whole Foods and try it now because I think that's really cool.
And we're gonna fucking lock those Americans down, finish that place off, suck every ounce of blood out of America. That's what's happening, and it's not hard to see.
060606 for the tracking you with AI and then turning that into a cryptocurrency.
More money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash.
It's the same we have to apply now on a global level. As long as not everybody is vaccinated, nobody will be safe. Will be safe.
60 cents. And it's all out in the open now. All out in the open.
Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which hath not kissed him, that he may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand.
So, as people, running back, to this normalcy, Esau Edom is still on the move, and you got people that can't wait for this technology. Because, see, technology has become an idol, within this man's society. There's people that can't live, without their phones, okay? There's people that can't live without the convenience, all right, of this man's technology. They worship it. All right. So they gonna look at this as an upgrade for humanity. Okay. And that's how Esau wants it, man. And a lot of people are gonna volunteer, okay, to be plugged in to this new slave system, man. Because the buying and selling ain't gonna be like what you have now. See, let me get that video real quick. I'm gonna get this preset. I'm gonna see if I can get that video too. This is Ciroc 4 and I think it's 14 Salaki. Alright. This is Ciroc 14 and 7. And it says, I started at 5. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Here it is. This is a man that chemtrails the earth that he lives on, pollutes the water on the earth that he lives on. Okay? Destroys the ecosystem. Bees dying off, animals dying off, animals, the animal population is suffering. Okay? So what good is he gonna be, okay, unto the masses of people? Here it is, this man is destroying the earth because he can't leave the earth. Okay? Those different, space stations, those things aren't eternal. Okay? If he had to stay there, for a duration of time, he wouldn't be able to. Eventually it'll give out. So this man is destroying the earth, okay, that he has to inhabit. So so if he's doing that to an earth that he has to inhabit, how do you think he feels about people, man? Okay? And it's finna be shown. And it says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his good. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And see, this man is about to declare his wickedness on a whole nother level, man. Okay, what this man has been up to the whole time, the slaughter, the chaos that this man has planned, for the masses. You see, it's from the show, but he's gonna present it as convenience, as if he's doing good for you, man. Now, I want to get, Okay. Yeah, this is George Carlin, and he goes hard into this whole thing of illusion, of freedom. Okay, and what Esau Edom has done, he has spoiled people by allowing them to make choices that really don't matter. Okay, and people are so, addicted, to these liberties and so-called freedoms. Okay, that they would do anything to continue it. Okay, even comply. Okay, with putting something in them. All right, now let me play this.
It never ceases to surprise me at the infinite capacity of the human mind to resist the introduction of useful knowledge. And that's what it is. People know better. People sense better. But they go against it. They just think there are no consequences. It kills me forever. It's a steady downhill slide. We're headed. This country is really finished. I mean, it really is technically finished. It's just a matter of playing out the end game. Well, that's true. It's true. You can see it. You can smell it. Anyone who can't see it or smell it doesn't understand. Yeah. There's a medical term that they use in hospitals when a person has no future left on this planet, they can't be helped anymore, and they put it on the chart, CTD, circling the drain. And that's what we're doing. We're slowly circling the drain, and the circles get smaller and they get faster. I enjoy it. Personally, I don't have a stake in the outcome. I personally enjoy this circus that I've been invited to. I've often said when you're born in the world, you're given a ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you're given a front row seat, and I couldn't enjoy it more. I'm talking about the fact that a war is old men protecting their property by sending young men, or rich old men protecting their property by sending middle class and lower class young men off to die. It always has been. It's all about owning things. All of this back and forth and debate implies that there are really choices in this country, that we really have choices, freedom of choice. It's an illusion. Americans are made, and they're having trouble filling the slots in this all-volunteer army. I wonder why. Raise the pay of the military. Let me say one thing about choice. There is no real choice. They say freedom of choice. You're given an illusion of choice. Americans are meant to feel free by the exercise of meaningless choices. You don't have...
Yeah, it threw me off, so like it. We should be good. But that was pretty much the point on that video. Yeah, that was pretty much the point, on that video. Just wanted to show how, pretty much, people have been fooled by illusion of freedom, because it doesn't matter who you decide or who you go and write down on a piece of paper for the next president. They already have that chosen. They just giving you the illusion like you did it. Okay? And so many other things. And people have gotten so addicted, to this illusion of freedom that they're going to do anything, to keep it. Now, this is from the brother Malachi, all right, servant of Yahushua. This is Daniel 8:25, and it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Remember, he's more subtle than any beast of the field, than any heathen, man. Okay? And this man is going to use a lot of craftiness to get people, to buy in, to this system of complete slavery, man. Okay? On a whole nother level, he wants to control your thoughts. He wants to, not only does he wants to control your buying and selling, he wants to control what you buy and sell, how much you buy and sell of particular things, man. Okay? Rationing systems. Hey, this man, it's finna be a dystopia here, man. Okay? But if you looked on things on the surface, you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't see that, because he's so good at painting, a false picture, man, a false narrative. And it says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And that happened, to Antiochus Epiphanes, okay? But now this new system, this new Greek this Greco-Roman system, okay, under Esau, is going to meet the same demise, man, through Yahushua, okay? But by him bringing out all these things that he says is to help people, okay? all these things that he's going to bring out, that he's going to claim is for the benefit and for the upgrade and for the advancement of humanity, is going to be for the enslavement and the slaughter of humanity, man. Okay? So these things are still happening, while they push, normalcy on the surface, man. And it's all about the end game. And that's why everything is going digital. And that's why the elect, okay, is standing on their feet. The hopeful elect is standing on their feet, man, because it's all about the end game, the clash between good and evil, man. Everything else is either vain or another phase to get us to that point, man. Okay? So Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters were edified. Until next time, I say shalom. Kwam Yashala. Abba, DTA soon.